Yo, what's going on,
Yo,
everybody? I'll uh I'll eventually get back to my studio someday. How's
welcome to another episode of Z15 Tuesday with the Mining King.
yeah,
What's up,
it's
man?
it's cooking with King, okay?
It's cooking with King. There
We
you go,
just
with a
we
K.
just we just drink Bush Light and maple syrup and that's dinner, all right?
Where are you?
Uh, I'm in my dining room.
Oh, I
My
was like, wait,
kitchen
you said
dining
you'd get back in the studio one day. I'm like, I thought you weren't
No,
home
no,
for some
yeah,
reason.
it's just dirty all the time and I clean it just once a week, dude. And
That's it.
I'm not cleaning it after every day. I can't. There's just too much dust and crap from all the ASICs. Nope.
Yeah,
I'm
I hear you.
done. But we'll get into your day before we get into mine. So what
You go
about
first,
today
buddy.
for you? So how was your day, man? You
It was all
doing
right, man. You know,
exciting?
just working. A lot of Terra stuff today. A lot of people buying L9s and machines. I just got home right before we went live, so I got a few things I got to do while we're live and after. Unfortunately, the price has increased so much that a few people that were sending wire transfers have missed the boat because the transfer takes too long, sometimes 2 to 3 days. And you know, it sucks. It sucks because you lock in a price and then it increases to 14. Like right now, 14 grand for an L9 is crazy. It was 6,700 for a January batch like last week. It's wild. Like it's buck wild.
When I bought my L7 like 2 years ago, I did a wire transfer, right? And I was skeptical, right? Because I was I was going to be a test subject, right, for Octominer when they were going to launch ASIC sales, right? So I was
I
like,
remember
okay,
that.
I'll try it out, okay. But in their instructions, it said no personal banking account wires, and I'm like, whoa, hold on, right? So I asked them, and they're like, yeah, no, don't worry about that. But guess what? It took 2 days to get that information back, and the ASIC costed me $500 more
I remember that. Yeah.
because I was waiting for I'm like, I'm not sending money if it's going into nowhere, you know what I mean? So um it happens. That's why I think like it's better to have crypto on hand, like USDT
Yeah.
or something like that.
It's
If
it's
you want to do it, it's way easier. And
I felt bad because this guy was a viewer of ours and he's been watching like us and following the growth, and I had to call him today and it's like, hey man, like the $8,650 that you sent me for an L9 is no longer good. The price has changed. And see, what people don't understand is like they think when the ASIC game is very different. So when you order, what I do, this is why I'm up late at night, is I place the order immediately with China. Like immediately. I get the order placed with the suppliers over there. I get our guy down over there. And I try to move as fast as possible because I know in a market like this, the prices are going to change dramatically. So speed is the name of the game when it comes to ASIC sales. And if you wait 2 or 3 days, now we do have a good team. Terra hosting, excuse me, or Terrahash is actually has a good relationship with a few of the people that are on the ground over there. So I can maybe hold an order for 24 hours if I push it. You know what I mean? But sometimes it doesn't work that way. And then if the price increases 50, 60, 70%, nobody's holding ASICs. They're going to sell them to the first bidder. They got to clear the house. So, it sucks. I told him, I said, look, I'll wire you back the money. I'll cover the fees. You won't be out anything. No big deal. We'll send you back your money. No big deal. Like, it's not like non-refundable because we couldn't get the order placed, but it sucks. It happens in this market. And now tonight, Trump just announced Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy as the Department of Government Efficiency operatives. Doge. Get it? Department of Government Efficiency.
I wish I was president. I can make up titles for people and give them.
No, that's what they're doing, though. That's what they're doing. He created an agency called Department of Government. I mean, they're billionaires. They don't need to get paid. They'll just do it for the notoriety.
Oh, yeah,
and,
you
know what I mean?
Just to do it.
Do it. And Doge is going to go wild right now. I'm waiting. Like the crypto gods have got the Dogecoin slingshot, and they're just going like this, and they're just waiting, and they're just aiming like this, like they're just waiting, and King, you would love this department. I mean it, because you're all about saving money and cutting costs. I hear you talk. You would love being a part of this. You're like, oh, we spend 1.6 billion over here for researching fish. Yeah, no, we don't even fucking need that. We eat meat over here. Like, I'm serious. That's kind of what it is.
I believe in spending money where it counts. You know,
correct. I mean? So do they.
Yeah, but we're not researching fish. Okay, you can go F that. Okay, but anyways, to get off the politics thing.
Well, no, right. But it's too crypto though. It's pumping crypto like crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna, and yeah, we're up to like, almost 90K now or whatever. And I think there's gonna be, and I'm glad that there was a pump, and I think there's gonna be a little pullback pretty soon. You know what I mean? We'll get a small one, and then I think it's gonna go crazy. But yeah, I like it. So for me, I've been working a lot in Hiveon for the company right now, doing a lot of Hiveon stuff. I'm still doing a lot of, building the sitemap on there, and still working out, and right now I'm kind of like finishing up all the transferring, right? And then I'm just going to work exclusively in Hiveon and just try to do everything from Hive. And that way I'm just make it more of my daily user now. And it's been great working with those guys. Me and Seth will probably in the next week or two come out with something to show people how to work Hive and how to get signed up, you know what I mean? And how to do some of the basic stuff, you know what I mean? Because I know there's some people that are not familiar with Hive that do not come from the GPU world, and they don't understand their lingo a little bit. But once you get used to it, though, it is extremely easy. One thing I do like about Hive compared to Foreman is the ability to save like flight sheets, you know what I mean? Which makes it really easy to, switch miners across, different pools and stuff like that. Foreman, you always just have to just change the pool as needed, and there's no like kind of reverting back. I don't know of any flight sheet thing there in Foreman, at least that I don't know of, that I've never seen, but maybe Craig knows. He's kind of a little more versed than Foreman than I am. So
no, I really like I'll be honest with you. I hate change. I like to just use what we'll be honest. Let's be honest. I hate change. I hate changing systems. I hate changing things because once I get like a system going, I don't like to move it because it makes me efficient, right? And I'll be honest, I was like, oh, we're changing to Hiveon. Then I started to use it, and I was like, all right, I see what he means now. This is easy. It's a lot easier than Foreman.
So now it's not going to come right away, but me and Vistang have a meeting with one of the devs tomorrow about trying to implement, and we don't know if it's going to come for sure or not, right? But we're going to try and implement QuickBooks into Hiveon,
right?
Which is really cool. So something that's nice about Hiveon, and you guys can't see your contracts right now, right? And I didn't fill the contracts out date to date because I don't have all the information. I just made it just for another year, right? But we'll change all that in the future. But in your contracts, though, it has an end date, a start date, and it has the price, and you're able to watch how many kilowatt hours, megawatt hours, and how much your bill is accruing to in that coming month. Because maybe, I don't know, maybe you had 5 ASICs go down, you know what I mean? And the power draw isn't that heavy, right, for that month because you had 5 machines go down. Well, you could see that in your contract. So it's I like working with the Hiveon team. I'm able to talk to them every day through Telegram, and they usually get back to me within a few hours, you know what I mean, during most of the working hours. So now with Foreman, I have to send an email, wait a week or two, right? And then we're going to play the email game for, a long time. And Foreman isn't really going to implement anything new for you. They built their system and you just have to use it. You know what I mean? That's it. There is no new implementations or anything like that. They're not really flexible as far as that goes.
So real quick, Patrick Murphy asked me what platform and software I started when I first started mining, and I was using Simple Mining. And I got to be honest with you. I liked simple mining. It was great. It was a great platform to start on. The overclocking was a little booty at the time because they didn't have the integration with the Octominer. And then I moved to Hive OS. So he's asking me which one is my favorite. And I got to tell you, just because I'm used to it now, I'm going to say Hive OS. But it's the simple mining guys, they gave me like a free account because I was a content creator at the time. Like they showed love. So it's kind of I like them both. I think they both are functional. I know a lot of people like
when it comes to crypto mining, I like just went straight to Hive OS. And don't get me wrong, I've tried Rave OS, I've tried the Nice Hash thing,
right?
done simple mining.
How was Rave? I never looked at Rave. Did you like Rave OS?
I hate that one. And
really,
what's the other one? Is SMOS, SSMOS?
Yeah, simple mining operating system.
No, but it's not simple mining. There's another one, right? The one that is it based in Europe? Is it not, or is that it?
You're talking about the one. No, there's
SMOS, right, or something. Emma.
I thought that was simple mining. SMOS. Simple mining operating software. MMPOS.
MMPOS. Yeah. They should just call it POS because it's a piece of shit. I mean,
thank you, Kyle.
Disregard that. That one is based in Europe, so the latency to get like stuff from America at least is terrible, right? I hate it.
The MMPOS system was popular because of its integration with AMD that on the 7000 series that Hive OS doesn't have.
It was 7000 in Intel. They were the first ones to really
in Intel, right?
And I give them respect for that, but do I like it? Not really.
No, you don't have to like it. I mean, listen, like everyone's like, again, like going back to what we said about switching platforms, people are just going to use what they like to use. Like Royce said, he started on Windows. A lot of people started on Windows, right? And, filling out those things.
I did not start on Windows.
When you're using Hive OS, it's easy, but steep learning curve. If you're not at all experienced with a different operating system, it's a little different.
And look, there was the whole toboggle about when Hive OS started charging people money. Okay, listen, guys, they gave away so many free accounts to you guys. Okay, and just think about this. Okay, these guys live in all different parts of the world. Like Marcus is here in the US. I talked to Marcus in Telegram. I talked to all those guys from the Hiveon team. You know what I mean? And they're extremely respectable, prompt in service. You know what I mean? Listen, you can't have everything for free all the time. That's like wanting content creators to keep making videos and not being paid. You know what I mean? Like people need to be paid for their stuff.
I get it. Everyone's trying to save a little bit. Like I get it. Especially when things were not very profitable.
Yeah, people making 7 emails to have.
Exactly. But this is the problem when people do that. It's vicarious, and it's less than probably 1% of people who are actually trying to cheat, and then they ruin it for everybody. King, put some music on for me if you don't mind. Chief says, "I appreciate what they bring to the space." In regards to Hive, listen, I like Hive OS. I think the Hiveon guys are great. Yeah, they a lot of people forget like they're based in Ukraine, so they got a lot. Like when that whole thing started a couple years ago. It's been over 2 years now. They lost a lot of money. There was a lot of issues that they had. So when they raised their prices, I always just tell people like, hey, like these guys are like in the middle of the Ukraine war with Russia. Like, cut them a break. You know what I mean? They have to raise the prices a little bit.
And think about this too. They're a growing company and they're doing all this development, even for us, right? You know what I mean? And it's just like think about this, like. When I first started buying my coffee at Starbucks, okay, it was like $3.50, okay? That thing's like $7.50 right now for the same freaking thing I bought like 15, 20 years ago. So everything costs more money over time, right? It's inflation. It's just business. You know what I mean? So I don't have any hard feelings towards those guys, and those guys are awesome. They're always doing really cool stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And then the other part of my day was I had the kids help me with the Z15s after my son got out of wrestling today, and we had dinner. I was like, look, guys, I need your help. By myself, it's going a little slow. I need the free child labor.
Oh my gosh.
So
Listen, don't feel bad. My mom had me working every day after school,
So-
washing dishes.
So what we did was tonight, what we did was for like a little over an hour is I plugged in just in the garage. So there's no Ethernet out there. I just plug in each board, right? And I figure out which ones work and which ones don't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I made a pile of all the machines that are all broken, all the machines that partially have boards that work, and then machines that have all the boards working. Now, fun fact is the machines that have all the boards that turn on with the control board, they all have all the ASIC chips. All of them. I've never had any one of those machines that have all the boards turn on ever miss an ASIC chip. I don't know why, but this is what it is right now. My current count, right, is I had to like do some calculations and like figuring out some stuff here. So I have 18 that are fixed plus 6 that are mining. So technically 24 they're good to go. I have 15 that all turn on I am assuming will all be good to go. 8 that are broken from the first batch. 8 broken from this batch, 21 broken from the first batch, and then 13 that are semi-broken right now. They have 1 or 2 boards good. So my total, after I fix all the ones that we separated tonight, I'll have 42 out of 86 ASICs that will be running, which is about almost 50%, which is a lot higher than I was expecting.
Yeah, you always undercut just to make sure, you don't give yourself unrealistic expectations, but that's good. You fixed a lot of machines. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How are some of the fans? Like, are the fans burnt out? Have you, or maybe can you put like an S19 fan on it and it's the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, they're just the old style 4-pin fans, that are on the ASICs. I've had to replace 2.
Wait, hold on. Are they like the
not the new style that have that square plug?
Yeah, no.
No, the old ones.
They're the old school ones,
like the L3s and stuff.
Yeah, they're probably stacked with those.
I have a lot of cases. I have lots of extra fans. So far, the main thing that's been an issue I have a pile of 3 machines that have dead control boards from this current one that I need to go through, and then I'll figure out if those hash boards are dead. There's been a couple with control board issues. I would say maybe like 15. And then they ended up working just fine. Just needed a repaste on. So yeah, all of the boards need repasting. They've all just like you just touch the thermal paste and it just crumbles off of it.
Yeah,
like
they probably ran those things into the ground.
Yeah, it's an old scientific farm. They ran until they were. They thought the wheels are off of them.
So the Core Scientific farm, there was, I don't know if it's the same one, but there was one like right behind a coal miner like facility. So they had a lot of dust.
These things are dirty as F.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same one, but they were like behind this giant coal mine and they were downwind. So they used to get all the dust blowing in. Like,
these things are gross, man. But I mean, some of them are okay, but yeah, the ones that are older are really gross.
The Chief says, where do you guys see GPU mining for this run? I don't know, man. Wait for TLSI to pump so we could all put our rigs on it. Get the step in, Chief. Hurry up.
I still have a GPU rig on TLSI. I have a few 100,000. So
yeah.
I'm going.
I got a small bag. You got any updates, Chief? We can let everybody know what you got going on. I know I do have to schedule a video with him. He wants to do some updates. We're going to do some updates.
Hash rate junkie. He asked, am I selling them? Eventually. So I have kind of a plan. I have a goal because I have a total of 650 units because I'm just crazy.
I still can't believe that.
I've only gone through 86 and I've gotten 42 to work. And that doesn't include the ones that I sent to Luke. And he's got a few boards working, right?
Yo, Luke is a magician, man. I was watching him how he works.
Hey, watch this. Okay, listen to this. He is able to get SSH access to the board. He's rooted into the board. We have a potential person who might be able to do some custom firmware for us to help increase efficiency on these things. So that's still in the works. So
it's so great. Luke is very talented. I was watching him work the boards. And there was one board he pulled out that was like entirely corroded. I'm like, dude, go pour some Coca-Cola on it. Like, a lot of people laugh when you say that, but Coca-Cola can actually help remove surface rust and corrosion. And but no, he's very smart. The way that he fixes those boards is actually really impressive, and he's enjoying it too. So that's always good.
He also made me a custom back piece for the ASIC, right? Because the original Z15s are 2-fan machines, right? He made me a new backplate to mount so that I can screw in fans so I can make them a 4-fan machine.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Eventually, after I get 200 running and I have a 10% overage for myself, so 20 more machines, an overage and a few parts, then yes, anything over that I would sell to people. But yeah, I got a lot kind of going on with that right now. I'm knee deep in this stuff. I got to go pick up another. So I did 86. So how much is left from the 150? That would make what, like 64 left on the pallet. So I got to pick up the last 64. Then I kind of have to make arrangements for the next 8 pallets.
Right. That's so crazy. Like it's so crazy to hear you. Like it's
when you
wild.
talk pallets of ASICs, not just boxes.
Yeah, it's wild. They just, for anybody that is interested, they are selling the new Z15. I did get updated pricing. They have the 860 kilohash now, which is totally nuts.
So just a little info on the Equihash ASICs. Between the Z15 that I have that was made in 2020, they've only made one more miner in 2023, which is the Z15 Pro. There are no other ASIC brands on there, and they only make, Bitmain makes an ASIC every 3 to 4 years on that Equihash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my plan is just to mine these off and then sell everything off in the bull run. You know what I mean? That's gonna be my plan.
Yeah, there's hold on, I'm signing. I got a new iPhone today. They're giving away the 16 Pro, and they did a swap for my 15, and I renewed my contract, and they gave me a free iPad at Verizon for the kid.
Oh, nice.
I was like, yeah, I'll take it. $10 extra a month for unlimited data, dude. I could take you could take Bluey anywhere you want to go. That's great, and whatever he wants to watch, but
yeah, they're still talking about that. It's in their roadmap, but Zcash is not my final destination. Zcash is just my temporary off ramp. If I need to switch to Pirate Chain or mine Zen directly, I will. My goal is to stack Zen and get enough for some Zen nodes and just stack some Zen, man, because it's like at like $9 or $10 right now, and the all-time high is like 170. So it's it's gonna be insane, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. What was I gonna say? So Bitcoin, bro, what's going on here? Someone told me it hit 90,000.
Yeah, I haven't even looked to see if my Bitcoin ASICs would be profitable, man. I've been just really
wasn't your number like 80K to turn them back on?
It was like 85. I mean, no, look, they're profitable before then, but we're talking like 30 cents. You know what I mean? We're talking like nothing. Like, I'm not running for 30 cents. It's just, I would rather just trade the damn thing for more Z15s, in my opinion.
So it looks like the all-time high was 89,956.
Now look, this let me bring this up because I believe that there's another difficulty adjustment positively because of the price. And
100%.
Because check this out, now my profitability is not going up with the S19Ks. It's only 60 cents. So let me share my screen real quick. Let me share my brains. I really like this where it shows like the difficulty adjustments. It really has some good information there. So here, can you guys see that? Okay, cool. You can see our last adjustment was 6% positive. All right. Jeez. Yeah, and you can see the hash rate and difficulty is. You can see the hash rate is way up there compared. It's like and look at this. This is 88K. Look at the hash rate. The hash rate and the price is still too close. The reason that people got really profitable in the bull run is because the price was up here and the hash rate's down here, right? When it's like this, like I'm still not making it. It says I'm only going to make 60 cents. It's not worth it for me to turn them on because there's so many new miners coming out there, and you have all these, those big ones from Bitmain are going to go like, it's going to make the hash rate go parabolic, that 860 terahash unit. Yeah, imagine having a container full of those things, dude. That thing's just going to just straight up to the moon hash rate.
11,000 watts each.
Yeah, but I mean, to a big player though, you know what I mean? That's just
I get it, right there. Of course. I keep checking my phone every time I hear the ding.
Oh, that was me. That was my financial guy. He's probably asked me, "Hey, you look at Bitcoin lately?"
I was on Newsmax today talking about it, and me and Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper, and it's going to go parabolic, man. I mean, it's finally here. What did it take? Almost 3 years. Like the bull run's going to start setting in, and what's it going to do for GPU mining? I don't know. I don't know if GPU mining. There's a chance that one of the GPU mineable coins will pop. Or one of the mineable coins in general will pop, but I'm not holding my breath at all for it. Okay. ASIC mining is probably going to be the way of the future. Maybe I think you're right. Maybe there's a likely chance of the next bull run that there may be GPU mining might come back really strong. When the 6090s are out. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see, dude. It's nuts. It's nuts what's happening right now. I mean, my phone was ringing all day about ASICs, and it's a blessing too. Like, it's great for us, but all day, hey, Hawk, I want to get an L9, dude. What do you think? I'm like, I told you guys this for months. Now they're $14,000.
Jesus,
14, and they're probably gonna go up tonight again. Yeah. They'll announce. I'm talking to them right now, like. And
Frogman, you don't want that, sir. Okay, this is the issue. Okay, no. And this is why I like the Equihash stuff, right? Like, check this out. Like, to be honest, look, if this Z15 makes half as much as I think it's going to make, which is going to be a fucking pile of money, I'm just going to cycle them out for the newer machines. I'm going to sell all of them, wait for the bear market to come, right? Wait for everything to be low, and then I'm just going to go buy the Z15 Pros, right, and be a model behind. The thing with like Scrypt and Bitcoin is there's so many manufacturers, right? There's no, you want to find something that's like kind of niche and something that doesn't have a lot of competition, right? Like Ethereum Classic has way too many ASICs, right? And GPUs on it. It's heavily mined. Okay. A Scrypt I guess you could say Gold Shell, I guess, if you want to, but they suck. Okay, you have obviously ant miners. You have the L7s and L9s and possibly L3 pluses that could become profitable. I don't know if they are or not.
Real quick, can I interrupt you for 1 second? Can you believe the L7 is now almost $7,000 to $8,000 for a new one, for a 9050?
Wow, that's crazy. That's almost what I bought mine for like 2 years ago.
It's so... Somebody called me today, and they're like, so what do you think about the L7? I'm like, dude, honestly, that machine is like one of the best ASICs. I think it's probably the best ASIC ever made. I mean, it has stayed strong. You know what I mean? And, I look at the... I look at a few things, right? And the fact that they're even still manufacturing the L7 tells you something. So I thought they were discontinued. Apparently not. They have new batches of 9500s coming out, and they're apparently they are they're advertised 9500, but apparently they're a little higher. Now, right now, the L9s available are only mixed hash rate units, which could vary up or down 5%. So you can get lucky and get closer to that 17 gigahash, or you can go down to like the 15s. But don't sleep on the AlphaPex units, guys. Like the DG1s are great machines. They are great machines. They're made well. They have repair that is quick. They're consistent. We haven't had any issues with any of them at Terra. We had one with a control board, but that was fixed like not even a week from AlphaPex. So it was just a bad control board. Like don't sleep on the AlphaPex units. They do. The 14 gigahash one does use a lot more power. It's like 3,900 watts, which is probably closer to over 4. But don't sleep on those units, man. The AlphaPex makes a great unit. They really do, and they're going to compete. They are going to compete. So, sorry, King. Go ahead, continue. I want to just touch.
No, I was just saying that there's so many different models and manufacturers, right, on Scrypt, which is it shows that it's still in really Litecoin's not even the most profitable thing. It's the Dogecoin, right, that makes it profitable. But to me, I wouldn't want another company to make more ASICs on there, right? Because that just means there's that many more machines going to be produced. You know what I mean? Because then you still have possibly Locotech, which is, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Maybe. Okay, but then if you had Ice River get into it, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Ice River's going to throw their head into they're going to throw their hat into the mix. Like,
I have a weird tinfoil theory here. Okay, the reason that they don't release their logs, okay, like actually just have just a log button on their GUI, is that people would see how similar it is to Bitmain, if not exactly the same, and then they would, then they would be accused of, what's that? I don't know what you want to call that.
What do you mean? Like, I mean, it's not illegal for companies to create.
No,
subsidiaries.
I know, but it's yeah, I mean, but they're totally gaming the market then.
I mean, a lot of companies do that. What was the other one? Do you remember there was the Dish Network, and then there was another, not DirecTV, but there was another satellite provider that were owned by the same company. They were the same company, just advertising different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying. So to me, though, like if there was an ASIC that I was going to kind of look at, and I don't really believe in this project, but I don't know if you're going to not look at like Equihash, but maybe another ASIC would be like the Grin Miner. Right, I think there's like a big one called like the G1, right? I don't remember.
I don't know. I can find out though. I don't know.
I think there's one that's called the G1, and I think it might be made by Jazz Miner. I don't remember, but something like that, right? Because look, there's no competition, right? There's nothing. There's no competitiveness to it, right? So that's the reason why I like the Equihash, right? It's think about this: how many ASICs are 4 years old and that old that still make money? Okay, there's not very many of them though. There's not many. There are some. There's not many. If you say the L7, the L7 is not
it's true
old.
though.
The L7 is not that old. It was like 2022 or 2023.
3 years, over 3 years. Go ahead. Sorry.
It was not released in 2020.
21 October of 21.
Yeah. The Z's were released in 2020, so I'm just saying, but it's close.
You're right. No, I'm just breaking balls. No,
right. I know it's close, right? But I'm saying between that and some other machines, like especially Bitcoin ASICs, right? Those are in the toilet right now.
Bitcoin mining is done. Listen, even if Bitcoin hits 150,000, right, in which it will, it's going to hit up high.
Make a couple dollars. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody should at this scale, unless you're paying 2-3 cent power. Nobody should be getting into Bitcoin mining. I told you I quoted a guy $2.5 million in L9s, right? I tell you about that. The big guy, 400 units. I quoted him, right? I talked to him. His order, and just in valuation of the ASICs, if he would have bought them when I told him to buy them, that whole order would have been worth over $4 million. He could have made money and resold them all at the height right now, and he was slated to make almost $500,000 a month right now if they would have bought them. Now you can forget it. Like, you can't even get a fraction of what I quoted for at the price right now.
Right. Yeah.
His order would have been worth $4 million, spending 2.5 a month ago.
Yeah, the ASIC volatility is crazy though.
It is. I don't know, like everyone's like, somebody who's in the chat, I'm not going to say who, was calling me last night and trying to, like, is a friend, and he's like, hey, what do you think? I want to buy this right now. I'm like, dude, I just wait, man. They're skyrocketing right now. Huh?
He's in the chat. It can't be.
He's in the chat.
No,
he's not. He's not the red furry guy. Red furry guy's got his own connections. He doesn't need me.
The that might be maybe it's Joker or somebody like
No,
that.
it's somebody in there. I don't know. But you know, I'm telling him like, dude, he's like, dude, I want an L9, bro. They're hot. I'm like, now's not the time to buy it. It's gonna hit 20,000 a unit. It's gonna go right back to where the L7 was when it was making close to $60 a day at $22,000 each. It was what I paid for it. And like, even if we pull up like ASIC miner value right now, I mean, here, I'll share my screen real quick with you, King. Let's take a look at these.
I could do that with those Z15s. They're like $1,000 on eBay right now.
Here you go.
I could sell them for like $1,000 and make 42 grand.
So look at this right now. The L9, the 17 gigahash, guys. No one's got word on this unit yet. Now they were trying to sell me this Volk Miner D1. Apparently, this is a new company that just came out. I don't know anything about them.
Stupid high. Look.
Oh, look at the DG1 Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to use a lot of power. The efficiency of the L9 is just unmatched, though. It's just unmatched. So you're making $42 a day at 8-cent power right now. But look at this, dude. The L7, $22 a day. October 21. You love to see it. You really did this. It gives you hope moving forward. It really does. Even this, look, the Jasminer X44P is doing $20 a day with ETC. So, I mean, look at the AL1 Pro. It's $14, man. That machine got wrecked.
That thing went straight down in the door. Yeah. Those things were like $30,000. I remember when people were all about those things, man.
Mm-hmm. We sold a couple. Look at this. What is this? The BitDeer Seal Miner? What is this? Bitcoin?
It's a Hydra miner.
It's 446 terahash. 7,300 watts.
Is, I think, owned by Bitmain anyway, so it doesn't.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the same company.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the looking at all this right now, the KS5. Oh my god! Now, Crypto Craig did ask, are there any rumors of a new Caspa ASIC? I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any whispers. I haven't heard anything.
Jig is up. I think the rug is slowly start to be pulled here. They made their piles of money, and now there's nothing.
Well, because I don't know. I'm not saying it.
Look, at some point, they're not going to be able to keep up the technology with the aggressive emission scale, right? There's going to come a point where they can't produce anymore, unless you're going to have an ASIC that's like this long on the shelf. You know what I mean? It's like longer than the E9 because you need that many chips. But
no, I would. I don't know, man. Things are going to start heating up now. Everyone's going to be FOMOing in, and all I'm going to tell everybody is like, look, if everything continues to go the way it's going, then yes, Scrypt mining is going to be great. Bitcoin's going to do awesome, and we're getting for another run for the next couple years. So it's not too late to buy because the prices are still somewhat. They're higher. They're not great, but they're not awful. Once the L9 gets above 20K, 25K, now we're going to be into like little Timmy range where, everyone's going to be buying. I'm serious. Like, do not buy an L9 over $20,000. I'll be the first one to tell you. And if you do, cool. You know what I mean? But I'll help you. But I don't know, man. I just foresee it. But here's the thing though, King. If I would have continued to mine on my L7 that I paid $22,000 for, or no, it was $24,000 actually. Whatever. I gotta ask Blake from Musk Miners what I bought that thing for. But if I would have continued to mine on it through the whole bear run all the way up to now and mined everything, I did the math. Okay, I would have made all that money back and then some. So it's not over if you spend the money. You just have to ride the wave. And the L7 is the only unit that remained profitable throughout the entire bear market. So, we'll see. We'll see. I know Retro Mike says until endless emissions of Doge catches up with them and the price tops out, number can't always go up when you have no controlled emissions. I agree with you, Mike, 100%. I think a lot of people have that concern.
Yeah.
But right now with the Trump administration, I don't think Doge is going to be, winding down anytime soon. Not with, this Department of Government Efficiency. I mean, think of the the ultimate troll, like for crypto, like the Department of Government. Listen to what we're saying right now. He's going to create a podium that has D.O.G.E on the podium when he talks. Every time someone sees this, they're going to know it's a Doge reference. Every time he makes a call on crypto, every time he makes a call on crypto, or he says, oh, we're going to do this, and he makes a reference to Dogecoin, it's going to pump 50-60%. It's going to go buck wild the next 2 years. I was listening to Asmongold TV. I like Asmongold because he's been covering a lot of political stuff. And he's right. We are in for a wild ride in the financial markets and in the political arena as well. And this is all going to correlate. It's all going to correlate. If Trump comes out tomorrow and says, hey, you know what, guys? I thought about it. I listened to this really handsome guy with a nice beard on Newsmax. He thinks we shouldn't tax crypto up to $1 million. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they just said, hey, we're going to stimulate the industry. No taxes on crypto up to $1 million for 5 years.
Oh, let's do it.
Could you imagine? I'm just saying.
Oh, Panda's moving to the US then.
Dude, it would be like and don't take it, I'm not trying to leak anything, but don't take it for granted. There are conversations that are going on like this right now with the new administration. There are conversations about, because how do you stimulate an economy? You deregulate it. How do you stimulate a certain area of an economy or a certain industry? You deregulate it. You just say, okay, cool, go have your fun, create your money, let the industry take off, and then we'll come back and revisit regulation later. Because that's what happens. When you deregulate, they make more money in taxes, because if you have more money that you made, you'll go spend more money. It's human nature. It burns a hole in everybody's pocket. You go buy 600 Z15s and you don't care.
Hey, I didn't spend that much on those, okay? And actually, I just traded, okay? And I mean, yeah, that's like a whole nother conversation, man. Like, I have maybe an opportunity to get a few thousand of them, maybe up to 5,000. But
right, Retro Mike says, and then re-regulate it in 2 years after midterms. Right. Let the industry, and don't think for 1 second that this is not being floated around right now. I can't say much, but don't think that this is not being floated around at the moment, because they will do something drastic to boost it. You have to. You have to. No taxes on overtime, no taxes on tips, no taxes on Social Security alone will make an impact on everything. Wait till they go and they stimulate an industry. There will be there will be rules though. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. But dude, it'll be wild. But could you imagine no taxes on crypto up to $1 million in profit every year? Bro,
that's a lot, man.
What are we even talking about right now? Like, I hope something like this or something close to this is actually being really considered, and it's not just rumors, because that would be wild. It would just be wild. It would be the craziest thing. But see, so what's floating around now is what I'm hearing is that there will be it'll be limited to individuals, not businesses. And you have to, there's certain exceptions to the rule. It's not just going to be a flat out this. It's going to be, it's got to be laid out because they don't want companies doing that. So, Hawk, I'm sending my crypto to sell. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. It would be crazy, man. I really do think it would stimulate the markets, though. It would help people with their retirements. I think even Wall Street would love it. It would pour billions of dollars into it. You wouldn't have to worry about anything anymore, so it'd be pretty nice. Son of a Rabbit says 1 million is not life-changing money. It's not, but it's a good start for a lot of people, though. It's a good start.
It depends.
Well, if you live like King, you can $1 million last you your whole life.
It could last everybody a lifetime. Just think about that. Like, if you get I'm just gonna throw this out there. Like, people don't really think about this. Like, oh man, I'm gonna go buy a Ferrari and I'm gonna go, do all this other stupid stuff. Okay, if you put the $1 million and invest it wisely into some, good stocks and mutual funds. Okay,
yeah, you turn into 20 million really easily.
You know what I mean? But let's just say you wanted to live off that money. Okay, if you could make an average of 8%, which isn't that great. That's like
it's $80K a year. Do nothing.
$80K a year for the rest of your freaking life, man. You tell me you can't live off $80K? I mean,
you know what the
maybe
problem
not where
is?
you live because you live in expensive Florida. But okay,
I can live. Hold on a second. I can live very comfortably. Is that even a word? Comfortably. Okay, with 70, 75, 70. I can do about 75 and be okay, right? I mean, unfortunately, I have now kids and everything.
Is after you got the million, if you just let it compound for a few more years, right? Like maybe 5, then it's going to be even better. But I'm just saying, $1 million in an investment portfolio and living off, let's say 8%, you could totally do that for the rest of your life.
Oh, I agree with Panda here, and I got to read Retro Mike's right after. Panda goes, $1 million in the bank would get rid of all the chronic stress. He's not lying, dude. I would sleep so good with just going to bed and just looking at my Chase account every night, going, life's okay, and there's no more. I don't have any problems. Just gonna go to sleep. Oh God, I would love to. Oh, dude. One day it'll happen. One day, Retro Mike says 1 million is an adequate vacation.
I guess I live very simple, so I don't need.
It's relative.
Going to like Italy or.
It's because you haven't. Let me. Okay, hold on. I say this to you all the time. Everything is like, you look at like, oh, I don't go here and I don't do that until you experience it, and then it's like I will never go back. Right? I relate this to, and people will disagree, but I relate this to like cars. You know what I mean? Like people go, oh, hey, look, it only gets me from point A to point B, and I'm cool. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, until you drive a Lamborghini. And then everyone's like, oh, I could take this to Starbucks every day. Okay? Like everybody says that until it happens. So when things go well, and I say, King, we're going to the Amalfi Coast with all our friends and family for 2 weeks. Let's go. And you're like, hey, man, I don't know if I want to go.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. And then you go and then you go. Well, hold on. Then you go and you experience probably one of the most beautiful places on earth with the best food and the best people. Okay. When it comes time to leave, you're like, fuck, man, I don't want to leave.
A bill that's going to have so many zeros.
You're going to be looking at an Italian translation book, okay, trying to figure out how to purchase an apartment in this village after you go there and you experience it. That's what it comes down to. It's amazing. And I'm just using Italy as an example. There's plenty of beautiful places across the world, but like everyone's like, oh, I don't have to go to these places. I don't have to do it. Yeah, until you do it. Everyone's like, I would never fly a private plane. Commercial airlines are fine until you fly on a private jet. And then you're like, what the fuck am I flying on a commercial airline for with all these fucking heathens that are coughing and breathing all over me? I'm just telling you, when you experience it, some things you can roll back on, some things you refuse to not roll back on. And
I don't know. I think my goal at the end of my days is to do something more simpler. I just want a big piece of land, maybe somewhere in the central United States, maybe a little northern because I like the cold a little bit more. Something like that, and have a bunch of land, have a small abundance of power. Maybe a megawatt, like nothing crazy. Okay, this is a little bit of power. You know what I mean? And I'll be a happy guy, and I don't mind. Like, hey, actually, there's a chicken coop by the side of my house here. I can get some chickens if I wanted to. I just don't have any time for it right now. But look, if I didn't work and all I had was like an ASIC farm that I kind of looked after here and there, that was my own, I would just, I'd go have some chickens and some cows, man, and I'd be sitting on my porch drinking a whiskey every night. You know what I mean? Oh man, that'd be great.
Hey, that's it. Until you realize that you got this hot Filipino maid that just walks around all day and you like it, and then you move her in and you want her full time, and then all of a sudden you like her, and then a man's inclination, okay, is always to want more. Chief is right. It's just the way we are. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Z15s. Yeah, exactly, Panda. I'm a simple guy, man. Okay, I don't need a lot in life. All right.
I'm telling you, King will get all this land. He'll get a container. He'll get a megawatt. Next thing you know, he's going to get bored because all the Z15s are going to get fixed in 10 years, and then he's going to realize that, you know what, man, I saw this commercial about giraffes. I think I'm just going to go purchase one because you're going to get bored and you're going to want to do more things. And then all of a sudden there's a giraffe walking around and I pull up to your house for Thanksgiving and here's this 20-foot animal just staring at me from the backyard. That's just how it goes with people in human nature. You always strive for more.
Man. Okay.
Jesus.
He's my drinking buddy.
Oh my God. I'm just saying, like, don't get me wrong, and don't get me wrong. Smash the like, bros. Hold on, let me clarify. I am very happy being content, but I always do strive for more. I think everybody should strive to become the best version of themselves. Not necessarily has to be monetary, but to strive for more. Whether that's improving your health or improving yourself, you should always continue to work towards a goal. Giraffe drinking buddy, I just spat on my coffee. Yeah, exactly. When giraffe, yeah like
giraffe.
So if everyone has $1 million, then who's the poor people? Everyone is essentially an average. Yeah. Striving is what made Western civilization great. I see that's what I mean. Like, I don't mean like necessarily like if I made 75 to 100,000 a year, I'll be fine. I can make it work and I'll be happy. I'll be content. My family's healthy. I look at things from a little bit of a different perspective, but that's not going to stop me from wanting to go progress and build something or do something more.
No,
you know?
I'm just saying like later in life. That's all I'm saying. Like, let's say Terra ends up being a great company, whatever. Okay, retire, whatever. Right? I sold all my crypto, whatever. I would still like do projects on my own like place, right? You know, new miners.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're gonna strive to do more things and different things.
Because I've seen some people retire, right? That they used to be really active at my plant, right? And then they retired, and like 3 years later, they're freaking dead. You know what I mean? It's crazy with it. Oh my god!
I told you.
It's already started.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. He's gonna get on the podium, dressed like Flavor Flav, and he's going to tell everybody, we're going to erase all this bullshit spending. I'm telling you, you got to stay busy. You have to stay busy, though. Moral of the story is you have to stay busy. And for some people, it's, you know, fitness and family and maybe having a chicken coop. Me, it's trying to build something new or trying to, you know, create a legacy. That's me.
Not having a chicken coop. I can tell you that right now.
What, you don't want one?
No, I do. I said you definitely aren't going to have
No, I ain't going to have no farms. Listen to me. I love animals. Okay? No. I ain't having no damn farm. I'll have land. I'll have a nice house. I ain't going to have cows, man. I draw the line somewhere. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. I maybe put a Starbucks in the corner of my property, but I won't, you know.
Look, there's a guy with a farm up the street here. Look, I bought like a couple of steaks there, man. And hey, I'm going to tell you, okay, steaks from like a little farm like that, dude.
Oh, they're great. No, I know.
It's like the best thing you ever had in your life. And you can ask Hawk, I'm really not a steak guy, but that was really good. Okay.
I'm telling you.
It was expensive. It was very expensive.
Homegrown beef is amazing. I'm with you 150%. I think that, and this is another thing, you know, that I kind of like about the new administration is that they're supporting farmers. And this is the big thing because farmers were under attack and Bill Gates was buying up farmland like crazy. And no one's paying attention. Now, you know, the fact that this administration supports farmers, I think it's very important. And eating a good steak, man, off the farm is amazing. My grandmother used to talk about it. My grandmother grew up, I think until she was like 14 without electricity because they just didn't have it, right? They used to sleep on the hay. And she says, you know, you American kids are spoiled. I didn't even have electricity. I was like, what? At bare minimum, you didn't even have like. She goes, no, I said, Nana, let me ask you a question. So when it came time to, you know, eat, what did you guys do? He goes, I went out with an axe and got the cow. What are you supposed to do? I was like, Jesus. You know what I mean? Oh, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, just dump it in your dad's pocket, okay? He'll like that. Take his drink and dump it in his pocket.
Yeah.
And Burnburn says your prime region to be going a quarter or half cow. Yeah, actually, my grandparents from my mom's side are from sort of around this area. They're a little more east. But when my mom came out, she's like, I remember when we used to get like a quarter or half cow, man. But I do have a chest freezer, and I didn't even fill that thing up, man. And it was like, I didn't even fill a quarter of it up, and it was like $400 something bucks. Like it's It's a lot of money. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the quality is, way better than what you get at like the Walmart deli. You know what I mean? So
look, if this kid keeps growing the way he's growing, I'm gonna need a cow.
Yeah. Man, it's what do you think though? You think I should just sell these Z15s, or do you think I should mine on them?
I think you should do both.
Both.
Yes. I'm going to tell you why.
How many should I keep to mine, and how many should I keep?
Keep as many that is manageable without overworking.
What do you consider to be manageable?
That's open to interpretation on your end.
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that I would do William. Stop.
Would 200 be manageable?
I don't know. Can you manage 200 without interfering with your daily activities?
Well, I'm working on something right now. You know me. I'm always working on a hustle.
That's what I'm saying. So, what are you doing? Playing with my light. But what I'm saying is like, can you manage 200? What's the number? Everyone's got a magic number. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think you should sell some, because there's going to be people that want budget ASICs to get involved. I think you should do that as well.
Tonto says he manages 100 Z15s. Smart man right there.
Yeah. I mean, with everything we have going on with Terra, and how fast we're expanding, and next year is going to be crazy for us. Can you do that and not have the Z15s interfere with your the daily stuff? So yeah, I mean, that's all my question is. I mean, I'm not saying sell them all. I don't think you should sell them all. I think you should mine on them. I think that's what you enjoy doing. However, I don't think that you should put 600 online, because that's just going to be, you're always going to have a unit or two that goes down.
What about the few thousand that I might be able to get? What about that? I haven't decided on that yet. Mom. Yeah, I like his answer. Look, I think he's telling me to go for it. He says go for the 5,000 units.
What do you want? Come on, dude.
He says he's going to help me.
Yeah, he'll help you when he's old enough. Kids. What do you want? Look
at Frogman. Any more Z15s? I remember I got that Z15 from best gift he ever gave me.
Hang on one second. I'm sorry.
Smash the Like Bro says, dump that shit on Timmy's all day long. Really? You think I should sell all of them? Smash the Like Bros. You think I should just sell them all and not take the risk? I mean, they're going for like $1,000. So, I mean, if I got half of them running, that'd be like, I don't know, a couple $100,000, I guess. But then it's like, then you have to deal with shipping them and dealing with people and, and all that, you know what I mean? You got to ship everything out to everybody, deal with damages, and, you know how shipping is. There's always bad stuff goes on in shipping.
He's so angry. I had to get him out of the office. Sorry, guys. He's not. He wants to play in here. Like, I need to needs to go to bed. Retro Mike. What? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Crypto Craig says, sell enough for your trade, maybe plus 20%, and then run the rest.
Yeah, I see. That's what I'm saying. I agree. I think you should do a little bit of both. There are some people that are going to want to get into mining, and maybe selling a budget machine, which you technically got for pennies on the dollar. You know what I mean? You can't lose.
There's a lot of sweat equity that went into that.
All right. Well, tack on 50% for sweat equity. It's probably still only $25, $30. So you can still do very well.
That's how much you're counting my sweat equity for, is $25.
You live in Missouri. It's not like a huge, it's not expensive out there. So if you were here in Florida, I would tap maybe like $65, $70.
This guy.
I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is I would, and I do agree with Retro Mike. He said, Hawk, you should talk him into diversifying them and not going all in on Zen. I do agree with that as well. I think you should just mitigate your risk a little bit. And because it is in my opinion, and it's just my opinion.
Okay, then here, full transparency, I do have a possible opportunity for a quarter meg, but that means I have to use it.
No, I'm granted. I'm saying use it, but what I'm saying is
that means I'm going to need 200 machines though that are on.
Yeah, I mean, You have how many that you're going to have by the thousands? I mean, 200 machines is a lot easier to manage than 2,000 or 1,000 if you fix them all.
This is my thing though, is if I do the few thousand, I'm gonna need a partner, definitely, because I won't be able to do it on my own.
Listen, 25%. I'm not going in on anything less.
Okay, I've seen how good you work with ASICs, so and how dirty you're willing to get. Okay, is there any other takers in the crowd? Is there any other takers in the crowd?
Scott Sheffield said I'm on my way.
Takers in the crowd. Oh wow, man! Smash the like, bros is like dump it. Cash is king. I mean,
yeah.
But then if I sell them all, I'm just saying, like, if you did that, let's say you went that route. Say I just sold them as I fixed them. Then you have to worry about shipping.
You build that into the price. You build that into the price when you sell them.
Okay, well then, like, I can't obviously offer any kind of warranty on these things.
Well, no, of course not. They're used units. Why would you do that?
You know how you
could always say, look, man, like you can always do this. You say, look, man, for the first 30 days, if you run into any like major problems, hit me up. I'll try to help you. You have to give people something. Even when you buy used units from suppliers, they'll do that. You know what I mean? But you can what are the percentages? You're very meticulous. So like, what are the percentages that you fix one, you got it up and running, you tested it? What are the percentages that you put it in a box and it's going to break? Probably less than 5%, because that's the ASIC failure rate, right? So,
I mean, like 5 to 10 is like Bitmain.
All right. So if you sell 1,000 units, okay, and you got 5 of them, 5% that go wrong.
That means I might have to eat 50 or 100 units.
That's sales.
That's gross.
That's sales. We had to just talk like 10 minutes before the stream.
I know we did. That's gross. That's disgusting. That's a lot of freaking money, dude. Like
there are times with Terrahashes that I make zero. We'll make zero on a sale because maybe the price changed, or it eats into the whole profit of the unit, but it's for a hosting client, so we want to keep everybody happy. I mean, that's just sales. I mean, I can't go ahead and compensate a $6,000 swing, but if it's a few $100, we'll eat it to keep our hosting clients happy. We've done that several times, but that's just the way sales go. Unfortunately, you could do a 14-day warranty.
Oh, you could likely just keep them and rent out the hash rate, and they were.
Yeah, you can build a custom backend. You can have people just log onto your website and just rent a unit for so many hours and point their wallet to it through automation.
I mean,
you can have Ansible do it.
If I build something like that, man, I don't want to build something else, because then Terra's gonna want that too. I don't want any.
Well, we did talk about the hot ASICs thing.
No more work.
Well, we did talk about it though. We talked about doing like hot ASIC sales where like the machine's plugged in and going, or like ready to go, and then it's like the minute that they pay for it, it's on within the hour or something like that.
So hash rate junkie is like, what would we pay? I mean, I don't know. What are they going for on eBay Hawk right now?
What, a Z15?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
You can share your screen because you're on a computer. I'm on my MacBook, so.
I'm sharing it. Go ahead and put it up.
Well, I know. See, that's the Smash the Like Bros. After this move up, they're not going to be worth a lot. So I need to liquidate them this run.
Completed items. Oh no, sorry, sold items. My bad. Sold.
Just look for like Z15s.
Yeah. So Z15 Pro.
That's not a pro. But these aren't pros.
Hold on.
There's also not that many regular Z15 listings either.
No, because people keep them. So
good machines. Yeah.
This is a pro. Let's see here. Let's go to. This is sold. Ended recently. So let's go down. Here's one Z9. No. Z11, 135.
Z15 right there, 1300 plus. I don't know how much that shipping is.
That's a 420.
Wow. That's what I got. That's what I got are 420s.
Wow, $1,300. They still sell that much, and a new like an 860 kilohash now that they have, or kilosol, excuse me, sells now for like 3,500, $4,000 in between that range, right around that range.
So I mean, I don't know. I might. To me, I mean, I know I got them for a great price, but I would probably sell them for like maybe like 700 or 800. You know what I mean? Maybe 850 with shipping included to people in the US, because I am not doing international shipping. That's just AIDS. I don't want to take the risk like shipping international and things like disintegrated by the time it
Well,
gets
you
there.
just have to, again, I would just maybe include it in the price. Here you go. Here's an 840 for 3,600.
That's a pro.
So, yeah, it's a pro. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pro. So
I mean, it's just it just goes as far as here's one for $800 that's sold.
that's a Z11 800. Yeah, right there. Z15 8420.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe, and that one had free shipping. I might do
Mhm.
right around the $800 mark, because some are like 1,000, 1,300, whatever.
I mean, the turnaround you're gonna get though from like the cost. I mean, you're in the hundreds of percent, you're probably at over 1,000% return between trading for what you got it for and what you fixed it for. Like, it's like when I bought all those GPUs. What did I buy? 230 something GPUs for $5,000. The return I could have sold each GPU for $50 and made a killing. You know what I mean? Instead, I went for fair market, just under fair market value for them, and I did very well. And you're going to have that same turnaround if you sell these things too.
Now,
especially if you clean them up, they look good and they're running and they're guaranteed to work. 14-day warranty. Call me if there's anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's probably there's 14 of them I'm gonna have to re-go through, because 14 of them, all I did was just repaste it and put it and just reflash the firmware on the control board.
Yeah.
The first 6 I cleaned up real nice, right?
I'll say this on stream so you can hold me to it. Okay. If you decide to sell them, I'll help you sell them. I'll do the processing for you. I'll do the order form for you. I'll organize the Excel spreadsheet, and I'll only take 10%.
10?
Yeah. Sales is usually 25 to 30%.
How about
10%, and I'll do everything for you. All you have to worry about is shipping them out. I think that's fucking fair. Hello? That's the homeboy hookup.
How about 7.5? I would be like, Mike, here to negotiate. Oh,
Retro Mike says French charge 0%.
There you go. Yeah. See, I like the way you think, Mike.
Actually, Mike, friends support other friends in their businesses and pay full price. Actually, okay? Going to your friend and saying, "Hey man, I know you got this company and you're just starting out, but do this for free for me," is not a friend. A friend will pay full price, advertised price.
Look at your other friend right here. Look what he says.
A real friend will pay advertised price. 10% is way more than fair. 10%. You make $1,000 on a machine profit. It's $100. You still made a killing.
Now, out of 86, I have 42 running. Now that doesn't include the 42 that are going to run. That also doesn't include this. All the boards I send to Lukewarm and Crypto 440, which they've already got some running. Mm-hmm. So there's even going to be more machines that are fixed. And here's a wild card. I am taking ASIC training in the beginning of December. So I will be getting hot air. I'll be getting certified from ASIC Masters for level 2 technician training.
Tonto says we're in the bull run, dude. Sell that shit. Do friends misspell friends' names in the title? Who's misspelled? No one's misspelled.
Yeah.
Oh, you spelled Little Timmy wrong. It's Lytle Timmy. Type too damn fast.
Oh, I know. I do that all the time. Hawk knows me. He knows I'm always misspelled.
I'm the grammar police.
Why he's like the grammar police. Later, I put a Discord post out, the terror thing. He's like, "Hey, man, I need you to fix this word over here.
Hey, just put a comma right here, dude. This is really annoying me."
I'm like, they get what I'm talking about.
They understand. They understand.
He's like, "Oh, we got a professional here." I'm like, whatever. Actually, Chief, that's not how KiiNG happened. KiiNG
is that how KiiNG? That's a good question. Actually, that's a really good question.
Actually, a lot of people wonder that, like, oh, well, that must be why you got KiiNG. Well, it's a two-part story. One, there is somebody already called the Binding KiiNG with one eye. So, but I used to play in a clan for Gears of War years ago. We used to play in the ladders, and our clan name was KiiNG with two eyes. I used to play with my ex-wife's younger brother. We used to play Gears of War. I haven't played that game in so long. That was such a good franchise. But that was our clan, was KiiNG with two eyes. And so I decided Okay, and if people really know my channel, which Hawk's only seen a few of these videos, is it used to be called Gamer Bargains because
I loved the intro to Gamer Bargain was awesome.
So I thought, okay, I want to have my gaming thing in there, but I want to be about crypto. So I'm like, okay, I'll put the king from my clan tag in here, and nobody will really know what that means besides me, right?
The intro to Gamer's Bargain was one of the best. It was like the old Panda intro. It was awesome. I was like, why did you get rid of this?
Because it's not about it's I used to do that. I took down all the budget PC gaming builds because that video quality was complete and utter ass. It was horrible production. I unlisted all those videos.
Colton Sumner says, does anyone still run GPUs, or has the market killed GPUs for everyone? There are a few people still GPU mining. We have a few clients at Terra that are still GPU mining. I think we still have about 1100 or 1200 GPUs still operational at Terra currently. So yeah, I mean, there's still people GPU mining. I mean, I do wonder, like, people getting into GPU mining right now though and expanding. Like, I'm not going to mention any names, but there are people like posting videos building rigs, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, you know what I mean? Is this like, if you're doing it as a hobby, that's fine. I have nothing to comment about that. But if you're doing it to try to make passive income, do not build a GPU mining rig. Don't do it right now.
You could be in for some real work selling that many, says absorption rate. But see, that's also because there's not that many people selling the Z15s. You know what I mean? There's not that many people selling them though. I don't know. All right, I'll just put this out there. If you're interested in buying a Z15, just send me a message.
No, you didn't, Mike. You didn't build. You built four Veriscoin mining farms. Hawk dissing RP. I always diss Panda. We diss each other. It's like this revolving like circle of like shit talking. And Panda knows I love him though. I'll FaceTime him later. Someone tell Hawk passive income and GPUs never was a thing. Yeah, it was. It was for me with Ethereum. It was. What are you even saying right now? With Ethereum, it was. Oh man, it was great. I made tons of money with Ethereum. I bought out all the Sapphire X80. Oh, you did? Nice, Mike. RPM farts in a jar, says How Crypto Tech. Selling farts in a jar is better. Oh my God, is that Nick with another sub channel? Jesus. Receiving. I'm not saying that on stream. Fair, all my rigs have been mothballed for a long time. I even have 12 of the unreleased AMD V540 doing nothing now. AMD V540, what is that? Ring any bells, King? You know what the V540 is?
I'm sorry. I was reading something else.
He says, I even have 12 of the unreleased AMD V540 doing nothing now. I don't
know what those are. Are those?
Let me see.
Craig says the X80s. Is that like a mining card?
I sold a few of them. Remember, I had them in that batch.
The X80s are a mining card, but I don't know what the
V540. It's a AMD Radeon Pro V540 tech power up. Let me share my screen. Hold on. I've never seen this.
Probably
before.
Like one of those workstation cards.
Maybe. Let me see. All right, so
I bet you it's one of those things. Yeah, it's a workstation card.
HBM2, yeah, workstation card, yeah.
It has HBM2, so it's similar to like
huge bus. Two of them. Look at this. 2 gig bus. Times 2.
Yeah, because there's 2 of them on. There's 2 dies on there. If you look at the PCB up there.
How does this thing do?
That's pretty much like a dual Vega 56. On one PCB board. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Awesome. Looks pretty good. Panda says, I'm looking at a 1991 Acura NSX in silver for 45,000 USD. Should I get it? No.
Yes.
A 1991 Acura NSX?
Yes, dude. Oh.
But the early 2000s had a nicer one.
The early 90s ones are the best NSXs. Yes, buy that, Panda. Buy it. Sorry, I
like old cars too. I'm with you. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh man, clean as F.
These were the poor man Ferraris back in the day.
Clean as F. Panda, you better buy that thing.
Really?
You better not just be trolling. You better buy that. You better sell your Ethereum and buy that thing.
You guys really like this car?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like the newer one. I like the 2000s.
If you're an Acura or Honda guy, man, that's like what you dream of right there.
Didn't they release the NSX? Didn't they come back out with it? But it didn't do well,
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah, they did. I don't like the look of it though. Same with that new Supra. I think that thing looks stupid.
Yeah, but the new Supra is badass. It's basically like a BMW and Toyota had a baby. It's a really well-made car.
Interesting enough though, Veilside makes a wide body kit for that thing that looks really sick. Like if you remember the Fast and the Furious movie, the
of course I remember that.
Yeah, I know you do because you're a movie guy. But the orange and black NSX in there that Hans drove, that body kit is like a $15,000 body kit from Veilside.
Was it Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, I don't remember which number. They got so damn many of them. I don't remember anymore.
You talking about? Was it this one?
No, I don't know the one that looks like the one that Hans drove, right? That looks.
Oh, he
rare.
drove a.
Yeah,
that was Tokyo Drift.
No.
Hold on, that was Tokyo Drift.
See, look, says right there, ultra rare Veilside Acura NSX. Yeah, that's the company that makes the body.
This
kit.
One here. Was it this one right here? This was the one that he had.
Yeah, that's the Veilside body kit.
Yeah,
those things, dude. The kit itself is expensive. Plus, like having a body shop put it on is also expensive. But Panda can afford it, you know what I mean? Because he's a crypto billionaire, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, Panda always under it. You guys think Panda's very modest. He's ultra rich. Let me see. What's the 2000 Acura NSX though? Let me see. Was this the one? No, it wasn't the 2000. What year was it? There's a year that it was it 2004.
Wow.
No, I don't think they. It wasn't the 04. What year was it? I don't remember. They had a year that I really liked, and I can't remember what it is. I don't remember. I know they came out with the new Acura NSX. I don't know if they have. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, come on. This one looks dope, dude. What? I think it looks sick. I don't know. I understand like cars are like nostalgic. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't know, man. If I had a choice,
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm kind of more of a. I like some of the more classic imports. Like the car I really want is a 72 Skyline.
A 70. What year was it?
72 Skyline.
A 1972 Skyline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, this is OG, dude.
Oh, dude. So that's such a sick car. My cousin has. My cousin doesn't have a Skyline, but he has a 72 Celica, and it still looks pretty. They're still really cool cars. I like the old import. The old imports.
Yeah. Yep. I told Panda if I ever became rich one day, I'd buy him a red on red Skyline, a new one. The 2025 Viper looks like this does look like a 3 Series BMW back in the day. Yeah, it does. It looks exactly like it. This old Celica the old Celicas look like hoopties too. The Celica was a popular car. My grandfather had a Celica.
So type just leave the 72 but put Celica.
It's Celica, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like I don't know. I mean, this one looks cool. This one looks cool. Looks like a little bit of a Mustang.
So that's what my cousin looks like, but it's all blue and he has some gold rims on it. But yeah, I like them. They're cool.
Yeah, no, I like them. I don't know. I mean, I like the older cars. Like I want one of these, man. What year is it? 19. This is one car that I want to find, but it's hard. I want one of these boys right here, dude.
The
Hell
Grand
yeah. Hell yeah. I want a bi-turbo V6 Grand National, man. Hell yeah. Find me one of these, please. I'm going to send it to Luke and tell him to fix it up. I'm serious. My grandfather had one of these. He loved it. He had a Trans Am too. These cars were badass, dude. Keller has one of these. Does he really? Wouldn't surprise me. Hawk, by the time you're rich to buy me a GTR, I'll have 10 by then. Well, I'll buy you another one. You'll have 11. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You'll have a special one because it'll be mine. Oh, I've seen them Grand Nationals at the drive-ins. Yeah. I love the... this was one of my favorite cars of all time. Then I don't know what year it was. I think it was a 2004 Ferrari Maranello. 575N Maranello. Here, this was one of my favorite Ferraris too. Primarily because it's the one Will Smith drove in Bad Boys 2.
Oh, I'd see that. Yeah, I recognize it from that movie.
Oh yeah, one of the best cars. So, get me that 964 RWB. Oh, an S2000. Oh my god, remember the S2000, King? What year was that? Oh, was it 2000?
Yeah,
2001.
Yeah, early 2000s.
S2000 Honda. Oh, dude, remember these?
Yeah, my cousin went through quite a few sports cars before he got married and had kids, and he likes blue, so he had a blue S2000, and then he had a blue Acura RSX Type S, and then he got a Honda Integra. Yeah, that for a little while.
I know what King wants to do, guys. He wants to get a Civic hatchback and then take a Honda Accord H22 engine, throw it in there, tune it a little bit, drop it down, take some air out of the tires, and go and run 9-second quarter miles without any modifications. Yeah. It's exactly what he wants to do.
Actually, so if you get the cheap 92 DX Civics hatchbacks, the really cheap ones, most people don't know this, but the cheap DX hatchbacks are actually already pre-wired for VTEC, even though it doesn't have a VTEC motor.
I remember you telling me that. Did you see the new electric Prelude 2026? I think. Really, Honda electric cars are dope, man. I love electric cars. A Honda Prelude 2026. Oh, that's dope. That's pretty cool. All electric? Really? Oh, this is the Type R. That's pretty dope.
Before I got my Tesla, I was considering getting a Civic Type R. But that was just, they wanted like $20,000 over the MSRP, and I couldn't justify it. I'm like, guys, the MSRP is like 50 and you want like 70. I'm like, why? Oh, just because we only get so many in our shop, like 1 or 2 a year. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy it if you just put it for MSRP. I'll do it today. Nope. All right. Well, I'm not buying that.
Integra guy has an R32 GTR, and he says it was one of the best investments he ever had. It's doubled in value since 2019.
Yeah, that is also another cool car. There's a lot of cool cars out there.
Yeah.
I'm more of an import guy, but
a long time ago, one of my other favorite cars was the BMW 8 Series, but the 1991. This was a timeless car, man. It's rare too. This was one of my favorite cars for a long time. It still looks good. This was a classic, dude.
Crypto Craig says he just wants a Maserati.
Don't buy a Maserati. They're complete shit. I mean, the new ones are complete shit. They're not good cars anymore. They used to be. They used to be good cars. Not anymore. They're not good cars anymore. So many problems, Maseratis. Yeah, I love cars, man. Dude, I can talk about cars all day long. There's some good
cars to buy out there, especially like Integra guy, like buying like rare, like like an R32 GTR. You know what I mean? That's It's only going to become, more valuable over time as there's, less and less available, over the years.
I wonder if they're redesigning the Skyline at all. It doesn't look like it. Here's the 2025. Oh, a little refresh. That looks sick. That's the refresh for the Skyline. What?
No, I would rather have like an R32 or R34. I don't like all the new, getting this weird bubble phase. I don't like it.
I like new shit. I'm sorry. I like. Don't get me wrong. I have a place in my heart for old cars. I really do. My cousin had this awesome Cadillac that looks like you just had to be Italian to drive it. It was all black with red interior, restored. It was amazing, and I wanted to buy it from him, and I couldn't at the time. And I have a place in my heart for old cars, but man, I love tech, man. I love new shit. Like my new car now, my BMW. I love it, dude. Like I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I would love to work on a project car with my son one day. Like that'd be something I want to do, but you get behind some of these new cars, man, and they're engineered so well. Like you get behind like an M5, M6 BMW, M8 BMW, Lamborghinis and all this stuff, dude. They it's hard to look at old imports and just, and say they drive better. I don't know. So it's just me. So, but I like I think it's a great car. Look at that. Oh, Panda is like, his mouth is watering right now. Look at this. I'm not a fan of those supercars personally. Yeah, you don't have to be. I like supercars. I think they have their place, weekends and special events,
Yeah, I mean, so cars like this, like end up being, I would call them like collector vehicles, right? That are going to gain value. They're not meant to be. I mean, unless you're just like stupid rich, you know what I mean? Then you can. But in my opinion, this is something you like take out for like a really special event in time. You know what I mean? It doesn't get driven that much. You keep the miles on it extremely low. That's what these are meant for, in my opinion.
New Lambo. Little old school vibes going on here. I like the Huracan.
Because man, some of the older vehicles, man, they had some of the best designs out there, I think. And that's why they're going back to them.
I think they're reverting. I mean, it's a cycle, right? Like they're cycles. I personally drove this car with Crypto Frank, and I'm telling you now, there's just nothing like the way these cars are designed. To like, you feel like you're stepping in an Iron Man suit. They're like extensions of your body. You feel like you feel like you're a part of the car. I don't know how to explain it. People that have driven supercars and like, BMWs and like higher end vehicles, they'll tell you that when you get into this car, you feel like it's like a part of your body. I don't know how to explain it. Like anybody who's driven these things, they know. But yeah. So
I don't know how we got onto cars, but
I don't know. It's just this is podcast, man. We're just hanging out, talk a little crypto, a little cars, just man shit.
Yeah.
I hot take all day. Haha. Yeah. Hot crypto and tech agreed. Always feels way safer than they should. It does, man. It's crazy. Like my car, even my M340, dude, like you just the seat just, it hugs you, you turn and the seat pushes you and keeps you like level. So my BMW King, the new one has it too, but it's not as pronounced. My old car, when you turn really sharp, the seat, the cushion would push you so you didn't sway with the car. It was
oh my god,
it was so cool. It throws you off at first because you're like, yo, who's pushing me? But it was pretty cool. A lot of these cars, man, are just the tech. I just love the tech, man. I love the tech. It's why I'm a fan of Tesla. It's why I'm a fan of a lot of these new companies. It's crazy. But like I said, there is a place for like the old school cars. You know what I mean? Like the old school Cadillacs. Like you take them out on like special occasions. You keep one around. I like cars in general. My dad had a rebuilt 72 Chevelle. He put in a Corvette 327 Super Fun, says Rizzo. Nice, dude. That thing probably moved. Yeah, what happened to the days when they used to make cars that were like like just heavy and beefy. Everybody became fucking babies, and then everything had to get lighter and just like, I mean, my mom used to tell me, like, back in the day, like if you got into an accident in one of those tanks, it was rare that anybody got hurt. Like they would have to go like super fast, like but if you got into an accident going 30-40 miles an hour, yeah, you get a little bit of bruises, but you don't get like, the car doesn't get smashed like it does today. And it's become such a scam.
Well,
Panda says cars and crypto is what brings us together. I agree. I love cars, man. I can talk about cars all day.
It also comes down to cost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Michael Hawkman, you should do an in-depth analysis of super microcomputers, SMCI. It's down like 80%. That's good. Yeah, I am starting a new channel, the Michael Hawkman Show. I did do it. I have it. I have the handles already. I am working on designs and stuff, and I'm going to start doing podcast style videos talking about popular stuff outside of crypto. And I'm going to keep this channel. I'm going to keep Hawk too. I'm just going to alternate.
Yeah, crypto MB. A lot of people don't know how to drive manual. So funny thing is, I've seen this meme that somebody says if you want to install an anti-theft device, just get a stick.
Yeah, get a stick car. Yeah.
I died, dude. I died so bad, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
haven't driven a stick since my kids were really, really little, and they don't even know what it means.
I learned on stick shift.
Yep.
My grandfather taught me how to drive stick shift, and he says if you're going to learn, you want to be a good driver, learn stick shift. Yep. And man, I burned up so many clutches. Jesus. Yeah, that's not true, Chief. You can order like I ordered my car, my not this car, the one prior. I ordered it. It only took a couple months to come in. And you can order the manual. Oftentimes they're cheaper, actually. So, and they'll get here a lot faster. You can you can order like a stage 2, stage 3 if you really want to get fancy. And yeah. Oh, Tonto, when I was learning how to drive stick, oh yeah, my grandfather we had this beater. Oh my God, what car was it? My grandfather taught me on an old car, and what the fuck car was it? It was like was it a Volkswagen?
I took my driving test in my dad's old truck. It was a 76 F250 with a 4-speed on it with a camper on the back, and I had to parallel park that thing for my driving test. Oh my god, dude, that thing! I got a 95 on my driving test, man. But dude, that thing, oh dude, driving a truck with a camper on it while you're doing a test that's AIDS right there. Okay?
So one of my first cars was a brand new. I got it. My mom always told me, you do well in school, you stay out of trouble, when you graduate, I'll buy you a new car. I said, all right, cool, that's the deal. So I did. I wasn't in trouble as often, and I got my act together when I was a kid, and she bought me a brand new 2007 SRT8 all black Charger. Right? I mean, with the it had the 6.1. It was a 6.1 year. And it was a beast, right? And unfortunately, I was too young. I ended up wrecking it. And then after that, she told me, if I'm going to get you a new car, you're going to work and you're taking professional driving lessons. Like professional. You're going to learn how to drive professionally. Like I'm not buying you another car. And I said, all right, cool. So I ended up, there's a moral to this story. So when I learned how to drive stick when I was young, and when I went to driving school, I learned all the tricks of the trade when it came to driving. So when I got into law enforcement, 5-6 years later, no, it was more like 10 years later. When I got into law enforcement 10 years later, we had to go through the academy, and you have to go through really rigorous driving training. And dude, let me tell you something. When they put me on the slick pad, dude, I was like Mario fucking Andretti driving around. I was Jeff Gordon around that whole thing. I passed the driving exam. I think I had the most fun during the driving exam. Stick. We took the police cars out there, and we were just all over the slick pad, fishtailing, chasing each other. Man, dude, the best thing one of the best things my mom ever did for me growing up was sending me to professional driving school. That was something that I think I would even send my son to, because you learn how to do judgments on turns and all kinds of stuff. It's not just, oh, here's a test. Here's a 3-point turn. Congratulations. What's red mean? What's green mean? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, never been to driving school, and I never did driver's ed. I just got my driver's license when I was 18.
Yeah, which is still cool. I mean, after I crashed my car, she wasn't having it. So
my first car was the old Geo Metro. I don't know if people even know what that is.
Yeah, Geo Metro.
It's a 3-cylinder. Okay,
it's a runs only car. It means runs only when you push it.
I had 2 of them in my front yard. So my dad had one that had a bad transmission, and the other one had a bad motor. Right. So I took the one that had the good motor but the bad transmission. Right. I took the transmission off that. Took the one that had the good transmission off the one that had the bad motor, and that's essentially when I started working on cars. You know what I mean? And I've been doing it ever since. Bench pressing, trannies, and doing clutches and drive axles. And
was that your first car, Panda? A Ford Escort? That was your first car? Kyle Rosa said he grew up on tractors. Stick was natural. Yeah, you know who else grew up on tractors was Ferruccio Lamborghini. That's how Lamborghini started. They were a tractor company. Anyway, heavily modified Geo Metro. It's got 3 speeds: here, there, and gone. Got the power of infinity and beyond. Oh God.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna tell you what though, that thing was badass, man. You put like $10 in it, it would last forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Volkswagen Rabbit was mining of the North. Yeah, I was very lucky, man. I was fortunate. My mom, she got me a really nice car. But you know what? One thing I did learn from it growing up was you don't give an 18-year-old kid a brand new car like that and expect them to respect it, because they more than likely will not do it. And now I know what to do with my son. Like I'll maybe be a little bit more stern because But speaking of cars, King, you got one that's coming up to driving really soon.
We're buying an old like 50s Caddy, man. It's like the biggest tank you could buy.
It's just like this long ass car.
Look, he gets wrecked. Check this out. Like when I drove my 76 F250, I had a guy rear end me, right?
Right.
And so when I eventually got that truck from my dad, that was like my second car. Mm-hmm. Instead of a bumper, he welded an I-beam to the back of the truck. so this guy, he like ran into me, like it was just, I can't remember what car it was, but disintegrated the front end.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
Like it didn't even touch my truck. It's just like I made a joke at the guy. I was like, "Hey, I think you scratched my I-beam. Okay, I'm gonna need your insurance."
Oh my gosh!
And I just told the guy, I'm like, "Yo, I mean, you're at fault here, and you didn't hurt my truck, so I don't know how you want to proceed with this. But if you just want to like this, not tell your insurance, I'm okay with it because I don't really care,
Yeah, I mean, today you tell your insurance, forget it. It goes on that stupid Carfax, and it's awful. Yeah. Scott Sheffield said, my first car was a 1978 old Delta 88. Was a tank. It floated down the road. Yeah. My daily is an 89 GMC Sierra. Old school, man. Acura RL 1995. Undervalued, says Tanto Bangranto. So Panda says, Hawk, my first car was a white 1994 Mustang V6 automatic convertible. It was my mom's. I blew the engine 3 times, head gasket, $500 replacement each time. Oh, nice. Yeah, my mom, I had one Dodge Charger. My mother always had BMWs. That's just what she had. She had old school 5 Series, old school 3 Series. She never really like veered off, and that's what I fell in love with BMW. BMW is my favorite car. I think they make one of the best cars in the world. I do want to. One car that we didn't talk about that's very well, you don't see a lot of it is the Porsche. Porsche came up, makes one of the, arguably, I think Porsche makes the best car in the entire world. I don't think anything gets close to like a 911 on the track.
I really like the 911s. I like one series they came out with, which I thought was cool, but they don't make it anymore, is the 959. The
959, yeah. The 918 was nice too. That was one of my favorite supercars. Porsche, nothing beats Porsche, man. I mean, Porsche was just, you know what I mean? So, Johnny the says BMW said inline 6s are bulletproof, and they are, man. Inline 6s are a great engine for BMW. They are a great engine for BMW. One of the best engines though that I ever saw was the I can't remember the name of its actual name, but it was the Nissan 3.5 liter V6 that they made in like the 2008-9 era. like, or was it a little bit before that? Yeah, I was like 7, 8, 9. Like that engine to this day is still one of the top 10 engines ever made from Nissan. It was an amazing engine. Crypto MB says Porsche or McLaren? Oh, Porsche. I'm sorry. Yeah, McLaren had good years and bad years. Porsche has had no bad years. Like Porsche has been consistent.
I'd rather drive a Porsche than a McLaren. I'll probably spend a lot of time and money on the McLaren.
I like.
Although they're cool. Like, don't get me wrong, they're cool, but you know.
me and GP Risers Mike Vistain, we talk about cars often, and he's got a Mach 1 Mustang that's a rare mix, I guess, or a rare build that he has on it, and he talks about like the new McLaren, like he wants one of those. You know, he loves those. I personally, I'm not a huge fan. If I was going to spend that kind of money, I'm getting into the Porsche club, because once you go to Club Porsche, you're in for life. Like, you get the best deals, you get preference on the cars. The first Porsche you'll ever buy is always going to be the bitch. Mass Boo says McLaren is terrible. They are riddled with issues constantly. Yeah, that's my thing. They do look good, don't get me wrong, but they have been up and down for years. I think it was the 426. Panda says my brother's 1994 Jeep Grand Cherokee inline 6 went to 300,000 miles. Engine never died. I saw Jeeps, dude. I saw Jeeps at 1 million miles. I saw Wranglers from like the 1990s just maintain and go up to 1 million miles. I'm serious.
So the highest mile car I ever had was my Mazda MX-6 Turbo 89 I had. And I sold it. I sold it while it was still running with 377,000 miles on the motor. What's the highest miles you've ever driven
on a car that I owned?
Yeah, that you own. I don't think it's good. Can you beat that?
So I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I've never owned a used vehicle. I've always had new cars. Never owned a used car. The highest I've ever went was 85,000 miles before I got rid of it on one car, and that was the one I drove everywhere. I had it. That was my second car, and yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and go, and tell you guys just trying to fit in. I am who I am. It is what it is. I was very fortunate growing up. My mom, got me the best of everything, and that was that. And when that was that, some people judge you on it, some people don't. I don't personally give a shit. But I never had a used car. The only time I bought a used car was the BMW X1 that I have that my grandmother currently drives. Which currently we're gonna probably take it away from her because she can't drive that much anymore. So I started to lease cars in 2018 because I noticed that I start getting tired of them. And when you get into like these higher end cars, they do get costly to fix unless you got like an old school one that you're working on. So it's more simple. It's a tax write-off for me. I just every 2, 3, maybe 4 years, I can, if I want to keep it a little longer, I get rid of it. And that's just how I've always been. So no, I have a sister, and she was the same way. So she always got, we always had newer stuff. It wasn't always the best, but there were always new cars. So, and then when I became old enough, I leased it because it's easy, man. Like even this car right now, I leased it for 3 years. I can turn it in at 2 because once you have so many BMWs, you build a relationship with them. I could turn it in 2 years, hand the keys over. As long as everything's good with the credit, just here's the keys to a new one, sign here and leave. And you can pay the same or less. Like I pay $400 less per month because of the new electric vehicle incentives that the government has. So I walked in, somebody wanted an M340 because they like the B58 engine. I handed my keys over, signed over, took 10 minutes to sign, gave you the keys to this one, paid the first payment and left. Like it wasn't even, it is what it is. I don't want to buy a car because the minute that you drive it off the lot, 30% gone. Can you find good deals on used cars? Yeah, I think so. You can, but I don't know. I never did. Never had a used car
now. I bought the Tesla. I don't think I'm gonna go back ever again to it. I think I'm gonna stick with used stuff. But see, like now I have these vehicles now. I don't really I'm not expecting to buy anything soon. Like my truck has like 78,000 on it now because I've driven a lot to Kansas. If I wasn't doing that, it would be like probably in the 50s.
Yeah. I think what the next move for me is, once I make a little bit more money, if I decide to get like a higher end car for myself, then I think my daily driver, like just a car to beat up and drive around town, something that's nice and decent, I think maybe I'll consider going used for something like that, just to kind of run it into the ground. I know, excuse me, my girl's truck, we're buying it off of the lease, and we're just gonna because we're gonna have a larger family soon, so we're gonna just, you know, let her run it into the ground. We'll buy that car. You know what I mean? Like, I think it just depends. It just depends on what you're doing with it. You know what I mean? If you're going to have a family vehicle, don't lease the car. If you work 45 minutes away, don't lease the car. If you don't have a business to write it off, don't lease the car. If you keep it for 5 years, don't lease the car. You know what I mean? So
no, I get it. Depends. Yeah, no, I mean, like the lease, it'll work out for certain people. I got a buddy who leases, so he's
it's just an easier turn and burn. You know what I mean? You're not in any debt. I don't own any debt on the car. I'm not upside down on the car ever. You know, I mean, if it was an ICE vehicle, then it would be like, you know, oil changes were free, alignments, or even with this car, alignments are free. I can get tires changed out anytime I want. Battery maintenance up to 100,000 miles or 10 years, whichever one comes first, if I decide to keep it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to buy the cars anymore at this level. It doesn't, you know. And the average decent new vehicle is what, in between $50,000 and $70,000 on average. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean,
but
well, I guess we're almost at 2 hours, so I guess we're gonna call it here in a minute. But I do.
Oh, really?
In about 2 weeks or so, I'll be dropping a video for the new Tempe nodes that they're announcing the pre-sale for. So I was a little privy to that. They reached out to me. So I got one of the new Tempe nodes. I'm actually probably not tonight, but probably tomorrow night. I'm going to see if I can maybe get in a little testing time and see how it's like, and stuff like that. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how those all turn out to be.
Mm-hmm. So awesome. Yeah, they reached out to me. I don't know. I have to hit them back. I don't know if I have the time to start doing videos for stuff, man. We're so busy.
That's gonna be my last video because I committed to it, right? And I told them I would. So
live streams are just so much more easy, and then like the new platform with the new channel is just like podcast style stuff, and it's so much more easy than all the other things. It just takes so much time, you know. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll still keep everybody updated with, you know, shorts and live streams and all that good stuff. I don't, you know, I just right now it's just what Terra is just absorbing everything that we got, and it's just at the end of the day, it's like, oh, now I gotta go record for 2 hours and then edit for another 3 or 2 or whatever, and
right.
It's exhausting. So, but anyway, guys, it's been a great episode of Terrahash Tuesday on the Mining Kings channel. Make sure you guys check me out next week on my channel for Terrahash Tuesday. I'll be hosting it. I appreciate everybody coming. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. King's got some Z15s to work on. Maybe we'll hang out in Discord in a little bit, and I will see you guys later. King, hit the end button. We're done, man. I'm going to sleep.